Hey everybody, this is DJ Legion back with you. We're gonna do a vinyl haul video, something I haven't done in a while because I've only kind of been showing one album per week, or one or two albums per week as I've been buying them. But this weekend was a big garage sale weekend in my area. Like, you know, the whole city wants to promote all these garage sales that are taking place all on the same day. And also there was a small record fair. One of the local record shops was holding a record fair where dealers would come into the parking lot and sell, you know, right off of tables, right out of their cars or whatever. So anyways, it was a good weekend for vinyl digging, and I picked up some stuff, and I'm going to give you guys a look at it here. The first stuff I'm going to show you is some stuff that I got for free. Didn't cost me a penny. This is a copy of Grand Funk's Closer to Home. It's pretty beat up. The vinyl's okay. I'm just going to check it out, and if I like it, I will upgrade it, you know, later on and pass this copy along. So send it to the Goodwill or whatever. But it didn't cost me anything, so for that price, I'll check it out, see what I think about it, and if I like it, I'll make a note to get a cleaner copy. Be on the lookout for one. The next one is Foreigner's debut, the self-titled album. The hits on this: Feels Like the First Time and Cold as Ice. Long, Long Way From Home is also on this one. Let's see, this is on Atlantic in '77. I'm not a huge Foreigner fan. This is in pretty good shape, though. Probably going to keep this one. Yeah, not a huge fan of these guys, but it was free at no cost to me, so that's good enough. So there you have it. The next one I came across is called Sam the Band. Album is called Play It Again. I know nothing about these guys, except that this album came out in 1979. It's a promo, a gold stamp promo right there. You can see it. Album came out in '79, and it's on Casablanca Records, which was the label that Kiss was on, the Village People, Donna Summer, Parliament Funkadelic was on there for a while. Angel was on this label. So Casablanca signed them. I've never heard of it. Never heard of them, but we're going to check it out. And once again, it was free, no cost to me. And the last one that I got for free is Humble Pie Performance Rockin' the Fillmore. As you can see, it's damaged on the bottom, also on the back, damaged, but it was free. The inside looks pretty decent. I imagine I'm going to like this. In fact, I think I've heard some of this before. And the vinyl, well, they all need cleaning. Custom labels. Yeah. Custom labels on one side, and then the A&M label on the other. And you can see there's all kinds of dirt and dust on these. This is just in a stack of free albums. So, you know, I'll clean it up, give it a listen, and once again, if I really like it, I will upgrade to a nicer copy of this as well. So anyway, right now everything you're seeing, we're at no cost. Gonna move in and show you some stuff that I paid, some 45s that I bought. Paid $0.25 a piece for these. The first one is Al Green Schooldays on the High label. This was in a stack of 45s. Hit this at a garage sale. The story was the owner was he was 92. He passed away. His daughter was selling off some of his items. Yeah, so that was the story on this. Who knows how long it's been since these have seen a needle. But anyway, Al Green, there was no jacket. It was just sitting here loose, and it's in really good shape considering. I picked this one up too for $0.25. It's called the George Poole Orchestra. Tico Tico is the name of the track. Windsor Records. I've never heard of it. Never even heard of Windsor Records, but it has the company sleeve. And for $0.25, we're going to check that out. Stan Freberg on Capitol. company sleeve. Paid $0.25 for this one. The track is called St. George and the Dragonette, and on the B-side is Little Blue Riding Hood, not Little Red Riding Hood, Little Blue Riding Hood. So I don't know that song, but I'm going to find out. And once again, it's an original Capitol going back to at least the 60s, if not the 50s, and has the company sleeve. The sleeve alone is worth $0.25. For those of you who collect 45s and know, these old sleeves alone are sometimes worth more than the albums. And the next one is Mark Lindsay, Arizona. You can hear the cat because we've locked her in the house and she wants to go out. This is a hit song, I believe, in the 60s. If I'm thinking of the right song, Arizona. Once again, this is a Columbia, and it has the company sleeve, original company sleeve from the period. So for 25 cents, I wasn't going to let that go by. And then I picked up a couple of these. These probably date to the 50s. Orchestrated music, pop orchestra music. This is called Moods for You, Starlight, Francis Scott and his orchestra. It's a 245 RPM jacket. These are very, very good condition. And like I said, these probably date to the 50s. This is one of the records I'll show you there. And I paid 50 cents. I had 2 records in it, so I paid 50 cents to get this. I love this cover, by the way, the kind of the cheesecake cover. And another one called Music for Romance, Reminiscing, Hugo Winterhalter and his orchestra. This is on RCA. Same kind of deal, 2 7-inch 45s. Once again, probably dates to the 50s. Don't know much about it yet, but I will. And most of these need to be cleaned up a little bit, but these are in very good condition. This guy, you can see that. I mean, it's pretty clean. And they're thinking this thing's probably 60 years old at this point. So I haven't played them yet. Don't know what they sound like. Don't know the music other than it's probably just orchestrated pop music from the period. All right, and I paid $1 for this album at the garage sale. Jackie Gleason, Music, Martinis, and Memories. It's a 10-inch on Capitol Records. Very good condition, as you can see. Lots of gloss. See there, we can see the light. Lots of gloss still on the spine. This is going back maybe to the 60s. I doubt the 50s. I have to look it up. Probably to the 60s, I'm thinking. But yeah, Jackie Gleason, of course, the great the Honeymooners, and played in he Sheriff Buford T. Justice in the Smokey and the Bandit movies. And he produced a lot of albums and composed a lot of albums. So that's one of his records here. And apparently there's more. This is part 2. Apparently there were more of them, but this is the only one that was at the garage sale that I saw. So paid $1 for this. Okay, so that was what we picked up at our garage sales, and then that was on Saturday. And then today, earlier, there was a record fair at one of the local record shops. This had been rained out twice. They've been trying to have this now for a couple of months. And it had been rained out 2 times previous, but today it was good weather, and they finally had it, and I went late. It was only from like 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. I didn't even get there until noon. Went late and didn't bring any money, so my wife I was relying on her good graces to be able to pick up some vinyl. And we got some stuff, she got some stuff, and I got some stuff, and I'll show you that. I'll show you that really quick. The first one I want to show you to get it out of the way is a very clean copy of Paul McCartney and Wings' Venus and Mars. And the price says $14, but everything at this guy's booth was 50% off. So I paid $7 for this. Very good condition. There's a little bit of wear on the cover, but not much. The interior is beautiful. And this has the original inner sleeve. And comes with all of the inserts. It had 2 posters. There's one. There's the other. And it had a sticker. And this is a 1970... 75? Is it 75 or 76? What does it say? 75. 1975. Got all the inserts. Even had a sticker. I have that too. And had another little strip sticker. I have that too. So it's a fabulous condition, and it has all of the inserts. And now it's 2017, and this is a 1975 Paul McCartney album, and it is complete with all the inserts for $7. I've been meaning to get some solo Beatles stuff. Actually, the last few weeks I've been thinking I need to track down some solo, some post Beatles stuff by the members, and so I was stoked to get this. It's a great album. Boston, the debut. Believe it or not, I did not have this, and it was on my list for 2017 to get a copy of this. And so now I've crossed this one off. Like saying $5, so I only paid $2.50. Bought it from the same guy. This looks to be an original pressing from '76. It is the gray cardboard on the inside, and it is the original orange label, not the blue label. This is the original orange label. So it might be an original from '76. I don't know for sure. They pressed about 10 million copies of this album, at least. But this one looks to be an early pressing, definitely from the '70s. I don't know when they switched to the blue label, but like 1980. So this was pressed definitely between '76 and '79. I can look it up on Discogs and probably authenticate it, but stoked to get this. Very common record that I just did not have, and now I do. Blind Faith, stoked to get this one as well. Paid $4 for this. This also looks to be an original from 1969. There's the back. I will show you the way how they have the sticker. They just slap the sticker on the back like they used to do back in those days. And it has the Adco inner sleeve with all the albums. And it is on the yellow Adco label. This one's going to need some cleaning. I played it. It looks really good, but I did play it, and it's going to need some cleaning. It was giving me off a lot of static. And it just wasn't sounding as good as I figured. So I'm going to clean this and hopefully clean it up. This is a great record. I'm sure you know the first Blind Faith album. I mean, Had to Cry Today, Can't Find My Way Home, Presence of the Lord, Sea of Joy, Well, All Right. Every song is amazing. I mean, Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Ginger Baker. Yeah, all in the same band. Great record. And like I say, looks to be a 1969 original pressing that I walked out of there with for $4. So really happy to get this. Moving on, Genesis, Invisible Touch. Didn't have this one. This price tag says $4. It means I paid $2 for this. And it's got the original inner sleeve. Album's great. I played side 1 of this today already, and it sounds fantastic. And this guy actually had the self-titled to Genesis, the one that came out a couple of years after this, I believe. I left that one, but they're supposed to have some more of these record fairs, 1 or 2 more before the summer's over. So if they do, and that guy, he says he's going to come back to the next one whenever they have it, and I might get that other Genesis. But yeah, this has got Invisible Touch, Tonight, Land of Confusion, Into Deep, Throwing It All Away. Yeah, a bunch of hits on this. Atlantic Records, does it have a date? 1986. Yeah, 86. So, great stuff. Frank Sinatra, Swing Easy. This is a 1984 repress of the 1954 album on Capitol. I'd love to have an earlier pressing of this, but I mean, once again, $5. That means I paid $2.50 to get this. The vinyl is almost mint unplayed. This is in great condition. Yeah, so I'm stoked to get this, and it's a mono copy as well, which is also awesome. Yeah, you can't have too much Sinatra. So yeah, really stoked to get this one. And I mean, like I said, there's a 1954 original, And they probably pressed this again in the 60s and probably pressed another one in the 70s. And this one here from the 80s. But yeah, the vinyl is super clean. This sounds amazing. Love me some Frank Sinatra. And for $2.50, this was a hell of a steal, especially considering how clean the vinyl was. All right, Petulia Clark's Greatest Hits. This is from the 70s. And I don't know what year exactly, but it's brand new. You can see it says new, $7. I paid $3.50, and this was mint sealed, never opened when I bought it. And this probably dates to the 1970s, and the reason I know that is because of this W7 logo right there. That stands for Warner Brothers 7 Artist Records, which was a division of Warner Brothers Records, and that came about in the 1970s. That was their logo, the W with the 7. So that's telling me that this dates to about 74, 75, right in there. And like I said, this was mint sealed, unopened. I did open it and spun a couple of tracks off of it already. Of course, it sounds amazing. It's never seen a needle. So yeah, Petulia Clark's Greatest Hits. Her big song was Downtown. That was her big hit. But it's got a bunch of other ones. Call Me, Who Am I Know a Place, You're the One, Two Rivers, Round Every Corner. So yeah, it's great stuff. Great just female vocal pop music from the 1960s. Three Dog Night, Joy to the World, The Greatest Hits. They pressed a gazillion copies of this too. Not a bad song on this. Shambhala is probably my favorite Three Dog Night song. And Brickyard Blues, that's another really good one. But anyway, of course, Joy to the World, and there's nothing but hits on here. Black and White. Yeah, I see it's all in. It's really the scriptic writing. I can't. Let's see. One Man Band. Never Been to Spain. Yeah, and of course, Joy to the World, and a lot of other hits. Anyway, they pressed a bunch of these as well. This MCA repress probably dates to the 1970s, based on the cover and it's the brown cardboard once again on the inside. $4 it says, so I paid $2 to get this. A lot of great songs on here for $2. And finally, this is the last one I bought. I paid $5 for this. Ozzy, Diary of a Madman. You can see some ring wear, but that's okay. The vinyl is super, super clean. Really sounds great. And I believe this was 1981. So I was in, I'm thinking 8th grade, 7th grade when this came out. And maybe 8th, maybe the early 8th grade. Anyway, I've forgotten how good this sounds on vinyl. You know, I've had the CD for years and years and years now. And, you know, I had the vinyl back in the day, but that slipped away after my divorce in 2006. But, you know, I'd forgotten how good this sounds on vinyl and how great the songwriting is, the lyrics, the musicianship. It is so good on this album. I'd forgotten how great it sounds on vinyl until I played it today on my vintage unit and was just amazed. Really took me back to junior high school. Yeah, this is so great. And I want to mention one thing about this. There was a lawsuit, I guess Rudy Sarzo, who played bass, and the drummer whose name escapes me right now. Maybe his name will be here on drums. Tommy Aldridge, yeah. I think they sued Sharon and Ozzy for songwriting royalties on these first two Ozzy Osbourne albums. And I don't know how the lawsuit went, but after that suit, they took the master tapes. Sharon and Ozzy took the master tapes and re-recorded the drums and the bass guitar with 2 other studio musicians, and so therefore they wouldn't have to pay royalties to Rudy and Tommy Aldridge or something like that. So the reissues that have come out lately, and I don't know how many years, the last 10 or 20 years, do not have the original drum and bass tracks on them. To get that, you really need to have an original copy from 1981 or close to it. And yeah, another reason why I was stoked to get this, because this is how it was supposed to sound. You know, when digital remastering and all that came about, and 5.1 mixes and all that crap, they went back and touched these albums up, touched up the master tapes and redid the drums and redid the bass, and it's not the original recording anymore. The new ones that you buy, even the 30th anniversary or 40th anniversary, whatever it was that came out, I know there was a deluxe edition of this that came out in the last few years. It's not the original recordings anymore, so I'm stoked to get this, to get Rudy Sarzo's performance and Tommy Aldridge's performance. Rudy Sarzo went on to work in Quiet Riot and with White Snake and a bunch. He's a famous bass player, and Tommy Aldridge went on to be the drummer for Night Ranger. So yeah. Anyway, like I said, the ones that have come out at least the last 20 years are not the original recording. So I'm stoked to have this. Sounds so good. All right, there it is, man. That's what we picked up. I'm not doing record hauls usually right now because I'm only trying to buy 1 album a week. But this is too good of a deal. I mean, I only paid $29 for about $29 for everything I got at the record fair today, and another $3 for the stuff I picked up at the garage sales yesterday. So I got all that you see for $32. My wife fronted me out of the kindness of her heart. And so stoked to get all that. And that's it, man. That's short and quick, but not too short. I'll be back. I have 2 more videos to do. I'm way behind. Because like I said, I spent all weekend doing stuff and didn't get video. I was supposed to get some videos made, but just didn't get to it. 400 subs contest. Time is running out. To get your entries in, I will put a link in the description. And not in the description. I'll put a link to the video in the right. It'll be a box that'll come up somewhere. Anyway, yeah. So that's what's happening. I got more videos to film, and I'll try to get them up this week. Mel Ron's 300 subs contest, and I did buy an album this week, a new album of the week off my list. The Blind Faith and the Boston, though, both of those were on my list, and I can cross those off. So I got 3 albums crossed off the list this week, if you include the other one that I'm going to show you in another video. All right, that's it. Till I see you all again, everybody have a great week coming up, and you know what to do. Turn up the music, turn down the drama, and I'll see you soon.